Much. Now, Member Paltin.
Thank you. To follow up on Member Lee's question, they could start the permit process even if they couldn't rebuild, or would they need the water and wastewater to be functional before they start a permitting process?
Jordan, are you clear to speak again? Or Mike Hopper?
Testing.
Okay.
You guys got me connection now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. We are still working to figure out the permit process for this incident. The building code currently provides a procedure for 1 and 2 family dwellings to get emergency permits that involves not involving the reviewing agencies, being water and wastewater. However, because of the dire issues with that infrastructure, we need to assess whether that's advisable to be processing permits until we know the infrastructure is safe for people to inhabit those rebuilt structures. Thank you.
Like the permit process up to that line, and then once that becomes clear, then it'll be like just tip it over the edge, Paul.
Yeah, in theory, we could have everything ready, and then it'll just be contingent upon those last infrastructure pieces getting cleaned up, and then people could start living in their homes again.
And then for the 6-month 100% reimbursement, can you start and stop that, or you're not going to start that for Kula because Lahaina is not ready, and you rather start that 6 months when the big money is going to be needed?
So to clarify, the decision on that is the governor has indicated that state budget and finance will be the ones to make that decision. And I can get back to you about that. I do not know.
So if Kula is cleaning up prior to the 6-month 100% reimbursement, is it on the 90-10 plan?
Yes, that is correct.
And then would the insurance contribution count towards that 10% or no?
No. Well, actually, that is do you know that, Paul? Yeah.
You have to provide a little clarity. So the insurance is kind of separate from the cost sharing with the federal government. If work happens before or after, that cost share is with the state government or the county government, however that's sorted out, but not with the landowner, right? Traditionally, the way we do it in California, and how we may or may not choose to follow it, is after the work is done, we look at kind of the overall burn and say, okay, that 6 months is the opportune window to take up to 100% with the federal government. So that's likely a similar approach may be followed here, but it is usually a continuous 6 months, and it's consistent across the entire disaster, not community by community, if that makes sense.
Sure. The question was about the insurance portion. Is that counted towards the FEMA's 90% or to the county and state's 10%? Because, or is that just taken off the top and then that whatever is left over split into 90%, 10%?
So, Cole, if I can, it's two separate things. So it's more like who's going to pay the bill at the front end, right? So instead of it being 90-10, it's 100 up front for FEMA. But ultimately, the request back for insurance payment is the same, whether we're on the 100% or the 10%, because we can't do the duplication of payment. So,
yeah, that wasn't my question. My question is, so there's insurance money that's going to the overall cost. Would that recouping of money go towards the FEMA's 90%, or would it go towards the county and state's 10%, or would it be taken off the top and then whatever is left over, the FEMA has to cover 90% of what's left over after the insurance payment, and county and state have to cover 10% of that?
I apologize, Councilmember. I misunderstood your question originally. It's probably a question best for FEMA. In California, our experience has been that insurance recovery goes against the federal cost share, not the state or local cost share. which is, not our preferred option in California either. But that might be something to explore with FEMA because I think they have perhaps a bit of discretion in how that works.
Yeah, maybe if they take it off the top and then it's still 90-10, like if it was 100,000 and you get a 10,000 payout, then 90% of 90,000 goes to FEMA and 10% of 90,000 goes to the county and state. Seems kind of fair, equitable.
Yeah, I know in the past, California has advanced the position that the insurance should be deducted exclusively from our cost share because it's,
Even
our
better.
constituents. FEMA did not follow us in that argument, but it's certainly an argument that could be advanced, I think.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for the leeway.